これでいいか。
はい。
Hey everyone, today we are gonna see 10 anime where the main character falls in love with a bad girl. But before we start, be sure to subscribe and turn on all notifications to never miss upcoming videos. In 10th place comes in Tsukuyomi, Moon Phase. This series is for those who prefer their vampires to be cute as kittens more often than they are dark and brooding. The mood of the series, like our main character Hazuki's personalities, tend to alternate between the two, although it generally works better when emphasizing the cute aspects, which it does a lot. That said, people with an aversion to cat-eared girls and little sister types are advised to stay far away. The story is quite simple, but isn't your typical romantic comedy anime. It focuses on the relationship between a human and a vampire, which can become pretty interesting if it can deliver it well. Overall, it's not something very good, but it's worth a watch if you like cute vampires. In 9th place is Dance in the Vampire Bund. Vampire Bund's plot revolves around the vampire princess or vampire queen. However, it's really the subtle things that impresses me the most. I suppose most people would just pass them off as whims, but Shaft has a knack at making an impression of the subtlest things, which brings the plot together. Most vampire stories seem to forget that time moves and are always trapped in one time frame, but Vampire Bund is nothing like that. Vampire Bund's story spans centuries of vampire history and glory and the darkness within. It shows that vampires are not just creatures sleeping in coffins locked away in the Middle Ages, but also advance in technology and culture as humans do. It's an enormous theme, and it's certainly not an easy task to depict it, but Shaft does a great job adapting it. In 8th place is Stray Cats Overrun. Takumi Suzuki is a high school student who attends the Omonamori Private Academy, free of charge, alongside a childhood friend of his whom always says the opposite of what she feels. He spends most of his time at school fending off the granddaughter of the board chairman and a pampered princess, who is constantly roping him into her eccentric hobbies. After school, he goes to work at the Stray Cats Confectionery, a cake shop run by his adoptive older sister, until it's time to go to bed. This is the average routine in the day and the life of Takumi. It's not a great story, you will not have a complex story on this one, so if you care about story on a comedy anime, then this is not for you. The story revolves on a mysterious girl that acts like a cat, or it might really be a cat girl, they don't really explain why she is like that. Then she lives with Takumi, and we follow their daily life. In 7th place is Kannagi, Crazy Shrine Maidens. In this anime, our unlucky protagonist, Jean, uses the trunk of a sacred tree to carve a statue for a school project. When he takes it outside, to his surprise it begins absorbing the surrounding earth and transforms into a girl. So like all similar setups, this guardian deity is pretty pissed that her tree was cut down, and lives with Jean while she takes out her anger on cleaning the impurities. In 6th place is Yamada's First Time. The story is slightly weird, as you can guess from the title. It's about a girl named Yamada, who wants to do sex with 100 men by the end of high school. But what's concerning to her is that she thinks her female part is strange looking and believes others will judge her for it. So she sets her eyes on a fellow virgin named Takashi, who's an aspiring photographer with a heart of gold. This show isn't all about fan service, it also has pretty hilarious comedy that is bound to make you laugh. In 5th place is Gleipnir. Our protagonist Kaguya Shuichi is not just a high school student. His sense of smell is incredibly developed. On top of that, he can also transform into an incredibly strong creature. He tries, however, to hide his little secret from everyone. One day, Shuichi decides to use his power to save a girl, which results in the end of his calm life. In fourth place is Kurozuka. This anime is about a man named Kuro. Kuro flees into the mountains after losing to his brother Minamoto no Yoritomo, the first shogun to rule all of Japan. History records that he committed suicide, but instead, Kuro meets a strange, beautiful woman named Kuramitsu in her mountain hermitage. Eventually, Kuro falls in love with Kuramitsu, but then realizes she conceals a dark secret. He learns that he is unable to die and continues to live for 1,000 years as Japan evolves into a future society. This is a good show to watch if you're after some good action and aren't overly concerned with the story. It may not be everyone's cup of tea though, especially with the scientific angle it takes on the vampirism issue. This is a story about love, loss, betrayal and revenge, and these aspects of the show are very much at the fore. In third place is MM. The story follows Teru, who on the surface seems like a normal high school guy, but in actual fact he's got a problem. He's a hardcore masochist. He experiences sexual pleasure from pain from those whom he didn't know. Trouble is he wants to be normal, so on the advice of a friend he seeks help from a club called the Second Voluntary Club, where the leader of the club is a sadistic, egotistic girl who accepts the challenge of ridding Teru of his masochism. While this storyline is far from revolutionary, it's still something that I've never came across before. It's funny as hell watching Teru get tortured or put in embarrassing situations. The idea of characters from anime being S or M has been around for a long time, but this is the first show I've seen to make it the central theme of the story, and it works great with plenty of great comedy and romance moments. In second place is Phantom, Requiem for the Phantom. Mafia is rife in America, where assassinations are a regular occurrence on the streets. Inferno, a mysterious company, is behind most of these dealings through the use of their near-invincible human weapon, Phantom. One day, a Japanese tourist accidentally witnesses Phantom's latest murder. Desperate to escape, the tourist hides in a secluded building. However, Phantom, revealed to be a young woman, and the leader of Inferno, Scythe Master, captures the tourist and brainwashes him. Given the name Zwei, this once peaceful tourist is now a puppet of Inferno with no memories. Drawn into a world of lies, deceit, and violence, Zwei must fight to survive, hopefully to one day regain his memories and escape from this world where he is constantly on the brink of death. In first place is Shimonita. Now imagine this, a world where anything lewd, obscene, or considered sexual is banned. And any attempts to practice such acts of obscenity can land you into jail. In Shimonita, that's actually a reality. The government has apparently imposed their laws onto the public to obstruct any sort of obscene behavior. This also apparently includes sex education, so children can forget about learning the logics of pregnancy, sexual abstinence, and all that other stuff they teach you at school. At the center of the story, we have this young man named Tanukichi Okuma. His initial goal was to find Anna Nishikinomiya, a girl that he has admired and has a crush on. Apparently, luck strikes and he not only manages to find her as part of the student council, but also gets close to Anna like a twist of fate. From here on we watch them as they try to make this world normal by preaching lewdness. The whole anime is filled with weirdness and super hilarious comedy. Alright everyone, that's it for today's list. Be sure to subscribe for more if you haven't already, and also let us know your thoughts on the video in the comments section and give a like, as it will help us bring more awesome videos in the future. Also, you can join our Discord server to chat with other otakus like yourself. With that being said, see you next time.